Hello and welcome to M.A.G.G Girl, and welcome to my first video for 2023. I'm Sally, and yes, I have been away for a little while, a little longer than I originally anticipated, but I needed the break for my mental and my physical health. So yeah, I did stop filming around mid-December, and I had originally planned to come back in mid-January, but I wasn't feeling it and I was not going to force it, so I just took some extra time off for myself. I mean, the extended break has meant I am very, very far behind on a few videos I have been meaning to record and get out long before now, but you know, it is what it is, and they will be coming out in due course. I should also mention, I should have mentioned it earlier, but if I do sound a bit funny, part of the reason I extended my absence was I do have an ear, nose and throat infection, and I can hear probably 50% out of one ear and 25% out of the other. They are blocked, something shocking at the moment, so I'm having real trouble in regulating my voice, like to know if I'm speaking loud enough or not. So that's why I'm doing this as a voiceover, so that at least I can use technology to fix up the levels if they are completely wrong. And if I do sound a bit hoarse, or if I start to get a bit hoarse throughout the recording, that is why. So yeah, that was part of the reason I also postponed coming back earlier than I did. But the purpose of this video is to do my channel goals for 2023. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I don't buy into that entire thing, but I like to do goals, and I was quite happy that I met a lot of my goals for last year, which were like to get over the 1,000 in the subscriber count and to do more of certain crafts, which I did. So there was a few goals met there, and some have been carried over, but these are specific to my channel, so I thought I would share them with you. Number 1, go back to my roots. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it means going back to crafting what I absolutely love to craft. And that is things with swear words. That is things with anatomy. And basically that's the two things I love to do. That can cover all types of crafting fields, whether it be embroidery, cross stitch, in resin, with felt, with material, whatever it may be. But I do love making anatomy and swear words. One of my best sellers when I was running a shop and doing markets were these tiny little felt vagina earrings that I used to make. And also things around the BDSM community, earrings that were designed to make like ball gags and whips and things like that, used to sell quite well for me, and I actually do really miss making them. So I am planning to go back into doing that, and some of that will be on my channel, if not all of that. I haven't quite decided yet, but I really want to go back to what I love doing the most, and that is making rude things with craft, whether that be drawing as well. And there will be more around how I present those videos a bit later on this list, but that is number 1. Number 2 goal is a low buy. Now, I will never say a no buy, because a no buy is impossible. There will always be something you see that you just have to have, or you really just feel like a bit of retail therapy. So I am definitely going down to a low buy. When I've gone through the amount of colouring books I have, the amount of colouring supplies I have, same with cross stitch, same with resin supplies, same with diamond painting. I have enough. I'm not short of stuff to do, and it will also help the creative process, using my imagination a bit more if I have to use what I already have rather than buying more stuff. Now, of course, PR unboxings will still be a thing, so you'll still see them on my channel, but there won't be like a monthly colouring book haul or colouring supply haul. This also means I'm going to stop watching a lot of colouring book supply hauls or, anything supply hauls, because then I can't be influenced if I can't see what's out there. So nothing personal to my fellow creators if I slow down in watching some of your videos. It's just that I'm trying not to influence myself here. So yeah, definitely number 2 is a low buy. Number 3 is learn new skills. So I do have a lot of tools and machines here that I haven't really embraced and learned how to use them really well yet. The number one thing that comes to my mind is my embroidery machine. I want to use that a lot more, and that will definitely tie into going back to my roots in crafting of swear words, for example. So yeah, I really do want to use that a lot more, and I will show that on the channel, because the highest viewed video on my channel is the one and only time I've showed the embroidery machine. So I don't understand why, but that is my number 1 viewed video. So I will be doing more on the embroidery machine. I also have a scan and cut, and I just recently got a small Cricut one, not a big machine. So I've got these cutting machines, so I definitely need to use them more. I want to upskill drawing. I want to upskill colouring so that I can learn shading and, to get not artist level, but a bit more life into my colouring. And also editing videos. One of the things I do is I love to edit the videos more than I love filming them, surprisingly. Even though editing is much more of a challenge, I want to keep editing and learning new skills around that. So if you're watching my videos in the future and I'm putting weird things into them, I'm just testing out my new skills in editing. Number 4 is embrace my mental health more. Now, what this one means is basically accepting and embracing the mental health diagnoses I have. Now, I've never shied away from it from my channel. I will say that. I have said it on multiple times. I do have major depressive disorder and anxiety, and recently an ADHD diagnosis, which makes so much sense, but I want to embrace that more in the coming year. So with the ADHD diagnosis, it made sense in terms of why all my life, when it comes to hobbies, I change them so frequently, and my channel also shows that. That's why I'm not just, for example, a colouring channel or a diamond painting channel or a resin channel. I can't just do one thing on my channel. If you go through my playlists, and please go through my playlists and watch a couple of them, helps me boost up my watch hours. But you will see how I started out. I originally started out wanting to do game reviews. Then I thought, no, I just like playing them. I don't want to have to actually sit there and review them. And also females and gaming, there's still a lot of untoward behaviour towards females, shall we say, in the gaming community. So I moved away from that and thought I'll make it a bit more vloggy, and then I moved away from that, and then I started doing the diamond painting, and then I added in the cross stitching and then the colouring and doing the resin occasionally, and that is what my channel is going to be. It doesn't work in my favour, I'll say that now, because being completely honest, if you have a channel that is too diverse, you find that gaining an audience and watch hours, which is very important to YouTube monetization, it's not just about the 1,000 subscribers, you have to have 4,000 watch hours as well. And I find I have a lot of trouble getting the watch hours because I diversify too much. And I will keep doing that though, because if I had a channel for every single hobby I like to do, I'd end up having like 10 channels. It's ridiculous. So I've got the one channel that does everything I love to do. yes, it really does harm me in the sense of monetization, and also subscriber growth, because people will subscribe for a while, find out you're not just doing that one thing they like, so they might unsubscribe, or they're only watching that one thing that they like, so it doesn't help your watch hours. And I just find I can't do it any other way, because I still, even if I had 10 channels, would only be putting content on those channels when I felt like it. So it would be like that, relating to that particular hobby. So at least with the one channel, there will be regular uploads, but they are going to be very mixed, because this year I want to also add the other things that I love doing that I haven't been showing on the channel, and that's building room miniatures and also puzzles, things like that. I want to do a bit more of that. So if you are watching this, and please stick around, there'll be a bit of everything for everybody. And if you want to watch any of those other videos I do put out, or the playlists, please go ahead and help me with my watch hours. But yeah, I am grossly aware that being so diverse on my channel means it's harder to get that monetization and that audience retention. I'm also aware that when I go back to my roots with sweary bits and anatomy bits, it may affect my subscribers again. But then I'm hoping that those that stick around, or that those that join, are my tribe and my people, because you know what you're going to get with me. It's going to be some clean, some not so clean videos. But also around my embracing my mental health more, it is about being kind to myself. I did 130 videos last year, and that's why I had to stop abruptly when I stopped in the middle of December. I was just exhausted. I really did too many videos, I think, last year, so there won't be that many this year, I can guarantee that. But I will still consistently try to put out 2 videos a week. Again, that may change. If I feel like 1, it will be 1. If I feel like 3, it will be 3. But it won't be to the level of 130 videos like it was last year. Yeah, I think I really just went a bit crazy and burnt myself out. So this year, I really have to be aware of that. I have to stop being so hard on myself and comparing myself to other channels. It's one big thing I was doing last year as well. This is a hobby after all. It's not do it or bust type thing. So I need to really sort of be kind to myself, stop comparing myself. And that would be my first advice to anybody wanting to start a YouTube channel. Don't compare yourself to other channels. It is so much easier said than done, though. It's in our nature to do that, and you get disheartened quite easily, and that was what was happening to me towards the end of last year. And I'm not going to pretend that's gone away now. It's just something I'm working on constantly, and I have to just remember to accept that the way my channel is structured, it is going to be harder for YouTube to grab an algorithm to recommend it to people, because there are so many different topics. And if I change release times, that will also make it a bit harder for the algorithm. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be work in progress. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And the last goal or more informative is that Patreon will have some slight changes to it. So for those who don't know, I do have a Patreon account set up, and what I'm planning to do in the new year is, and this is going back to part 1, which was going back to the roots of my crafting, is to put any uncensored videos on Patreon. So if I'm doing a craft with, the F or the C word in it a lot, and I feel that I need to edit it out of the YouTube version, but I still want to show the making process, I will then put the uncensored version onto Patreon. So if you are a patron, you will be able to see the full word without the pixels, and that will be an ongoing thing. So it won't be for every video where I do sweary bits or anatomy bits. I think I have to be true to myself and show some of it, but if it's excessive, I will censor it and put it on Patreon. And also I'll be trying to plan around making some ad hoc behind the scenes type videos of when crafting's gone wrong, or, tours of my craft space or anything like that. Looking to change that around on the Patreon. I haven't settled it completely yet, so it is still going to be the one tier, and that's $3 a month. And there's not going to be anything taken away from what's there already. It's going to be more added in that sense. So yeah, and there will be some patron giveaways as well as my patron numbers grow, because it has to be worth, economic wise, it has to be worth me doing giveaways and things like that. That is all of the goals I have set for myself for 2023. So thank you all for listening. It is truly appreciated. I will be starting to release videos now on a more frequent time frame now that I've got this first one in the bag. As mentioned, I do have a Patreon and also a Ko-fi account, so if you are interested in them, the details are up here on screen. And if this is your first time listening or watching my channel, please consider subscribing. That would be wonderful. And also, everybody, if you could go back over my playlists and check them out a bit and boost up my watch hours, that would be appreciated also. But in the meantime, thank you for patiently staying around and waiting for me to return. It is truly appreciated, and I hope everybody is having a good 2023 so far, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.